Yeah, hello, hi friends. Today we are going to solve the one of the most important question which was asked by the most of the top companies like Amazon, Google, Flipkart, and Walmart. So this is the longest consecutive sequence. Longest consecutive sequence. So this is our question that we are giving the nums of I is equal to 100, 4, 200, 1, and 3 and 2. So in order to determine the longest consecutive elements, we in array we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is our length. These are the consecutive elements. Oh, these are the consecutive elements. So we just need to the return the length of this array, mm, uh, of the consecutive elements. So this is our question, and for this question we have our two approaches by using the sorting and by using the hashing. So we are giving the nums 2, 6, 1, 9, 4, 5, and 3. So our brute force approach is by using the sorting. The idea is to sort the elements and find the longest sub array with the consecutive elements. So when we are running a loop from starting till end, if the current element is not equals to the previous, if the current element is not equal to previous element plus 1, then we can set a count equal to 1. Or if there is in the duplicates, if there is in the duplicate element, we just need to apply the continue to further. And after looping this, we just need to update the maximum length of the consecutive elements in a sub array. So by using this brute force approach sorting, our time complexity is n log n, so we are using the sorting, that is why. And our space complexity is big of n, so we required some extra space to store the sum of the elements. So yeah, if this is our case that nums of I is equal to num of I minus 1 plus 1. This is our case. Yeah. um, this is our approach. And our second approach by using the hashing. In a hashing, we require a hash set. We are making a hash set, and we can iterate to all the elements to the set. And if the element is suppose if the element we if we are starting from a zeroth index or the first index, if the element is a starting point, then simply check that array of I minus 1 is present in a hash set or not. Then if the element is present is a hash set, then we just need to increment the count, else we can update the count equal to 1. This is a first element, then elements the count the number of elements in consecutive starting elements. So by iterating to the nums of I minus 1, we can get a consecutive elements, and and then we can iterate from arr of ith plus 1 till the last elements we can found. If the count is more than a previous longer element, then we can just need to update the length of the longest consecutive subsequence. So by using the hashing, we can get the O of n time complexity, and space complexity is big of n same, because we are requiring the sum of the elements to store in a set. Yeah, and so we can just do in a solution in Python. So I can write the solution in Python. So first is in the length of nums we can get, and after that we can get the answer is equal to 0, and after that we can get a count is equal to 0. And we can require a list, so we can remove the duplicate elements. So for I in okay, before that we can apply the sorting nums dot sort. So for I in a range n, if nums of I is equal to nums of ith minus 1. If nums of I is not equal to ith minus than 1, when we just need to append nums of I. Then we can do the second for I in a range till 1 till n. If nums if I is greater, I saw always greater than 0 because it is starting from a 1. And if nums of I is equal to nums of I minus 1 plus 1, so in that case we can increment the count. Else our count is equal to 1, and we can get a answer is equal to maximum of answer comma count. So we can just return the answer. Okay, so we are giving the v. So we just append the nums of 0 to the v also. Yeah, we can just run if it works, code works or not. We can just check. Okay, so our first case is wrong. We can just need to check for I in a range of nums of I in for if count we can increment the count, and we can return for if I is greater than 0, and if I is nums of I is equal to so where we are getting our error, output is 3. uh, Once you are able to increment the count, okay, n is equal to length of nums and answer is equal to 0. Nums, and we can append if it is not equal, we can just need to append this. We can just check. So where we are getting the error in our code, for I in a range of nums of I, and we can just need to append once we are sorting the elements. After that we can just need to append, else we need to increment the count. Okay. So this is our right. Okay. Once we are sorting the elements, nums dot 0 for I in a range nums. Yeah, but where we are getting the error, I can't able to justify this. Um, uh, okay, we can just require some bracket for this. Whether bracket. Okay, I understand. I understand. Our loop can start from 1 till n up to length of v. Yeah. So after that we can just check our code works or not. Okay, in this case our code works. Why it is not working in that case? If nums of I and nums of if nums of I is not equal to, then we are appending the nums of I for I in a range length of v. So if okay, if v of I, sorry, we once we are able to append the elements to our list v, so we are taking the v. Yeah, this codes are giving the right answer. Yeah, this is our brute force approach by using the sorting, which takes n log n time complexity. So we our second approach by using the hashing, so we can take as equal to set, and we have the answer to store the elements of the longest consecutive subsequence for I in nums as dot add elements. So we are taking the elements of this. Mm, our indentation is wrong. Okay, indentation is wrong. for I in range till n. Okay, if nums of I minus 1, if it is not in S, then we can declare a variable and we can starting from that particular index. Just like that, if we have element like 1, nums of I is a 1. If nums of I is 1 minus 1 is 0, if the 0 is not present in our sub array, so we can starting in, from a 1 itself, while j in s. So then we can increment that j, else we have answer is equal to maximum of answer comma j minus nums of I, and we can just need to return the answer. So in that case, if while j is present in the s, so we can just increment the j and check the consecutive elements line wise. So and we have the answer to store the maximum elements from the j minus nums of I to, just like that. We have the starting index is 1 and last index is 5. So in order to get the length of these elements, so we can minus from the jth element till nums of I, so we can get the maximum longest consecutive subsequence. So we can just check if the our code works or not. Yeah, n is not defined, so we can define our n. Yeah, our code works, so we can submit our code. Yeah, our code works. So this takes the O of n time complexities, since we are using the hashing, and O of n space complexity, since we require the sum of the elements to the store. That is why the space complexity is big of n. Yeah. So this is our solution in Python of the longest consecutive sequence. Thank you. We will meet again soon.